In Washington this morning, Ellen Morrow is also watching, mentioning that Donald Trump is speaking to Fox and Friends, his favorite television morning show. Ellen, so he did this back 4 years ago, gave an interview. Of course, he has to do what he did 4 years ago and pull off the repeat victory. What has he said so far?
Well, President Trump, Heather, as you said, was on Fox and Friends. It was a bit of a long interview, about half an hour or so. And, you know, as you said, he is confident. He said that he thinks the polls are wrong, like they were in 2016. And he also talked about some of the issues we've been discussing, about the vote counting, for example. He repeated his criticism of votes being accepted for 3 days after Election Day in Pennsylvania. There has been a court ruling that allows the states to accept, or Pennsylvania to allow mail-in ballots for 3 days after the election. The president again criticizing that, repeating some of his, baseless claims that this essentially amounts to cheating, even though this is legal. Here's what he said on Fox and Friends.
There's no reason for doing this, and it actually delays the election. I'd like to find out on November 3rd, the end of the evening, or late into the morning, whenever, who won the election. And that doesn't allow that to happen unless there's a blowout.
Now, the president is right that if there is a blowout, then specific states like Pennsylvania do become less important. But if this is a tight race, then a state like Pennsylvania will be hugely important to determining who reaches 270 electoral college votes. Pennsylvania has 20 electoral college votes. So the president setting the stage there, and in fact, he's already threatened legal action in Pennsylvania over these ballots that are being accepted after Election Day. Again, because of a legal ruling. There's also been speculation that perhaps we could see President Trump declare an early victory, that scenario could play out. And that has been speculated about, partly because of the president's rhetoric, but also because of the way votes are counted. Some states will count votes that are cast in person today first. People who are voting in person today are more likely to be Republican. People who've voted early by mail are more likely to be Democrat. So we could see this phenomenon that's been dubbed the red mirage, wherein the early returns tonight look better for Donald Trump than they actually are, because the mail-in ballots that skew Democratic have not also been counted. President Trump was asked if he would declare early victory, and here's what he said.
When there's victory, if there's victory, I think we'll have victory. I think the polls are, suppression polls, and I think we'll have victory, but only when there's victory. I mean, there's no reason to play games.
So that's what the president says to that, Heather. But when you put the two together, he is saying he won't claim early victory. But as you heard in the first clip, he is angry with the fact that this count could take longer, will likely take longer than in years past.